What's up, guys? Welcome to another week of Prep, Cook, Plate, Repeat. This week's episode, we are making key lime pie, one of my favorite desserts. I'm going to share it with you all. So let's get to it. First thing we're going to need, graham crackers. Is the first thing, right? We're going to need limes. Now, I couldn't find key limes up here in New York. I did find some last week when we were in Charlotte, but I'm using just regular limes. It's okay. It'll still come out good with a regular lime. Right, we're gonna need some eggs. I got 8 eggs. We're using only the yolk. That's all we're using. It's just the yolk. You can save the egg whites. You can freeze them. You can make egg meringue. You can do omelets. You can do whatever you like with the egg whites. Brown sugar. We're gonna need. I need some butter, and we're gonna need 2 cans of condensed milk. All right. So first thing we're gonna do is work on our crust. So got the food processor. Makes it a lot easier to crush everything up. Alrighty. So I'm gonna take 2 packages, and that's gonna yield me almost 2 cups of graham crackers. So we're gonna break them up. We're gonna give the processor a little help and break these up. Just get them in here. Break them up. Okay. Next, close it. Still some for myself. I love graham crackers. We're gonna blitz this up. Take a look. Still some whole pieces in there. Now we're ready. There it is. So, graham crackers into a bowl. Straight in. That's what it should look like. Nice, looks like breadcrumbs. That's what you want. To your graham cracker mixture, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Always level it off. Right on. Next, I got here a 1/4 stick of melted butter, unsalted. Always. I always use unsalted butter. You don't want to use salted butter. No reason for that. We're gonna mix this up now. Use your hands. After you mix this all in. So we're kind of just incorporating that butter with the breadcrumb, and we want it to hold its shape. When you go to squish it with your hand and kind of mold it, that's what we're looking for. So now we got to use what the good Lord gave you. Go ahead and mix it up. Now, if you see that your graham cracker crust is not sticking all the way, because look, this one is like kind of crumbling. So what that tells me is that it needs a little bit more butter. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and melt another 1/4 stick of butter and throw it in here, because if I throw this into the pan, it's just gonna crumble like this when I go and cook it, and then set everything up. It's just gonna crumble on me. So I don't want to have a crumbly crust. I want the crust to have some structure. Okay, so I'm gonna melt off a little bit more butter, add it to here, and I'll show you how it's supposed to look. So I'll be right back. All right, so I added my butter back in, and now you can see when I go to hold it, it holds its shape. That's what you want. I got my pie dish here. I'm gonna sprinkle some of this crumb around first. I'm gonna build my layers. So, kind of packing it down and moving the pan at the same time. It's starting to build that edge. So I'm going to keep going and kind of just sprinkle on the outer edge of the dish, because I want to build up the crust all the way to the top. So I'm kind of just pressing it up against the glass. It's almost like when you're making pizza and you try to make that crust. That's the same exact thing that you're looking to do here. You also want to make sure you're not taking crust away from here. See, I got some, you can see the pie dish in the bottom. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to add a little bit more and cover it up. Hardest part about key lime pie is the graham cracker crust. You got to nail it because the filling could be good, but if your graham cracker crust is like too hard or too soft, the pie is just a waste. So you get this down right, and we can sail on home from here. So I'm bringing it up just a little bit. I want to make sure it's all even because when I go to pour the mixture in, I want it to come right up to the top. And I just want it to be even all around. Same circumference around the entire pan here. Just give that a nice press so it adheres to the glass bowl. And there you go. Beautiful. Now, I got my oven set about, my oven's a little weird. It only goes in increments of 20, 360, 380, 400. So I got mine on 380. My oven runs a little different. It's a convection oven. So you got a regular oven at home, you're looking at 350, 10 minutes, maybe 7 to 10 minutes. Everyone's oven's calibrated a little differently. You don't want to burn the crust. You just want it to set up. You want to be able to smell the graham crackers toasting, and that lets you know that it's done. So check on it, 7 to 10 minutes, anywhere in that ballpark, and you'll be good. So we'll be back when this is ready. All right, so as the graham cracker crust is setting up and doing this thing in the oven, we're going to make the filling now. So I'm going to pour 1 cup of lime juice into this bowl. Now, if you like it a little bit more tart, you can add more lime juice. I'm going to go with a cup because I want mine on the sweeter side just a little bit. If you like it more tart, you go ahead and do 1.5 cups. Okay, next, we're going to add condensed milk. Another thing I love is condensed milk. Fun fact, my mother used to make flan all the time. And flan is pretty much a Spanish cheesecake. And she would always save me like the last little bit of flan in the can. And I would eat it as a little kid. My fondest memory. It's not good for you to eat straight up, so I advise not to do it. Right in. I always use a rubber spatula because this stuff is hard to get out. You don't want to waste any of this liquid gold, as I like to call it. This is good stuff here. You can use this for a lot of things. Cheesecake, key lime pie. You make coquita at home. You use condensed milk. It's good stuff. Okay. That's good. I'm just going to open up where I was able to open the can. Be careful. Okay. This is sharp. I'm able just to get a little bit out. There we go. Get a little bit more. All right. That's it. Enough of that. All right. That's ready. Next, eggs. We're doing egg yolks, as I mentioned in the beginning. Easy way to do it. Tap it. And then go from one to the other, to the other, to the other, until you have no more white and you just have yolk. Other way to do it, you go ahead, you break them, and you do them through your fingers, and you just let the yolk fall through your fingers like that. And now you have a whole egg yolk. Sometimes it breaks on you, it's totally fine if it does. No worries. It might seem like a lot of eggs, but the filling actually, you can yield about 2 pie worths. If you have like a 9-inch pie tin, this filling is probably good for about 2 pies, maybe 1.5, depending on how much filling you put. So we're going to have a little filling left over. And again, like I said, you can save the egg whites. If you want to do meringue, you want to do egg white omelets, you can freeze egg whites. Egg whites freeze very well, so you can freeze these. Last egg. Right in. Boom. All right. Now we get the whisk, and we go ahead, we break the egg, we incorporate the lime juice, the condensed milk, and everything else. Give it a good whisk. Shouldn't be very thick. It should be thick, but not super thick. Should be able to come right off the spoon. See that? The whisk should be able to come right off of it. That's the color you're looking for right there. I'm going to give it a little clean over here, and I'll be right back. All right, so our crust is done. As you can see, the edges got a little brown, and it started, you can smell the graham crackers cooking. That tells you it's ready. We don't want to take it any further than this because it's going to cook a little bit more with the filling. So I got my filling ready. I'm going to go right down the center. Kind of pour it around. Actually, was able to use the whole filling. So this is a pretty big pie dish. I think this might be like 12 inches. So got a little bit more filling in here. I'm going to take it out and use it. And as you can see, it comes right to the top of the crust, right around. That's what you want. So I put my oven down to 340. You can do 350 at home. I don't want to go 360. Mine will be a little too hot. So 350, 340, depending on your oven. And you're going to cook this for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. When you hit that 15-minute mark, pull it out, and you're looking for a jiggle, right? Like if you ever make panna cotta at home, you want, or like even Jello, and Jello has a nice jiggle to it. You want this to have a nice jiggle, because if it doesn't have a jiggle, that means that the custard is overcooked and it's too hard. You want the custard to still be moist and not solid when it's done. So it needs to have a slight jiggle when it's ready. Okay, so I'm going to check on it in 15 minutes. But anywhere, like I said, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes it'll be ready. All right, so be right back when it's done. All right, so our pie is finally done and it's cooled off. That's what it looks like. Beautiful. It's nice. All right, so I'm going to cut a nice piece. And there we go. Now, let's get a little spatula action. Let's get right down into it. Here's a little slice that we just cut. I put right down in the center. We're going to add a little bit of wetty whipped cream. The good old canned stuff. Four shakes. Here we go. A little bit right on. And then we're going to just zest a little bit of lime right on there. There you have it. Super easy key lime pie. This is going to be the best key lime pie you ever had because it just is. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And we'll see you next week.